Hello, and welcome back to the spoilerCast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them because it is the spoilerCast. And today it is, well, when you're listening to this, it's the 23rd of December, one day left until Christmas Eve, which is the day we celebrate here in Sweden. But I guess it's 2 days until you celebrate in some other countries. I don't know. I actually don't know. English-speaking countries usually celebrate on the 25th. Even though the Jeebus kid was born on the 24th. Or, as some people say, April. But anyway. Today's 23rd. It's the 10th for us. And we are finally talking about Home Alone. The original. Number one. My name is, of course, Tobias. And with me, as always, is my sister and trusty co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello. And since it is the last episode, it's actually the last episode of this year. We're taking a Christmas and New Year's break after this. So we are here on YouTube and Spotify and iTunes and wherever else, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, whatever.
Yes.
But we do want to tell you that if you want to hear all the Home Alone episodes, you can actually listen to the Patreon episodes for free. All the Home Alone episodes, our December 2021 episodes, are free and will stay free forever, so you can listen to them next year or next week if you want to.
Whenever.
But it's a good opportunity to check out our Patreon page, where you can get an extra episode every week.
And perhaps you can give us a Christmas present by subscribing.
Yes, exactly. Well, yeah, you have to subscribe to listen to the extra episode every week, including commentary tracks, early access to my other podcast, The Madness and the Method, and a bunch of other stuff. But let's not talk more about that right now. Let's just get into the discussion about Home Alone, one of the greatest Christmas movies of all time.
Yes.
We don't really need to go through the plot that much. Kevin gets left home alone when his extended family, is going to celebrate Christmas in France. And while he's home alone, two burglars, Harry and Marv, try to break into his house, so he has to defend it.
This is my house.
Yes, exactly. That was the quote. So, we've both seen this movie before, many times. I can't remember the first time I saw this. I was probably very, very young. I'm guessing you can't either.
No, I mean, it came out before I was born, so...
Oh, yeah. I mean, it came out when I was...
I probably saw it very early.
When was this? 1990, right?
Yes, 1990.
Yeah. So, I was barely a year, depending on when it came out. I'm guessing it came out around, like, November, December 1990. So, I was a year.
Yeah, December.
Yeah.
In most countries.
But, I've seen it many times around Christmas time. Ever since I was a little kid, and I have very, very fond memories of it.
Yes.
Having watched it now with a more critical eye, like we talked about, what do you think of it now?
I still love it.
Sure, yeah.
It's just pure Christmas magic to me.
Oh yes,
all of it basically.
Indeed. But I have to ask you, and we discussed this a little bit in the last episode, which is on our Home Alone 2 discussion, which is on Patreon for free. Links everywhere. Do you still think this is the best one?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yes, definitely.
For
many reasons, actually.
Okay. Because I gotta tell you, like, in all honesty, I did not laugh as much watching this as I did watching the sequel.
How dare you?
And we discussed this in the Home Alone 2 episode. In a vacuum, that movie is funnier. I believed before having rewatched the original. Having rewatched the original, I still love it. It's hilarious. but I laughed more in the sequel.
It might. The sequel is slightly funnier, I think, because there's more people being hurt. It's not just Harry and Marv. You have the hotel business and all that stuff,
Yeah, and I mean
which adds an element of comedy. Sure.
and there are more traps.
Yeah.
It's the original ramped up to 11.
Yes. But I don't know.
So, I mean,
Something about the original that I prefer.
Well-
It's not the funniness. It's just in general I like the first one better.
sure. And
I like the build up and the
yes.
reasoning and the interaction between the families or the family more.
Yeah. And like we discussed about the sequel, or about when we talked about the second one, there are stuff in that movie that is just annoying and stupid, whereas this one, it's a pretty like clean script. There's not a lot of like, oh, you need to suspend your disbelief. There's not many like plot conveniences. It's pretty damn well written for a kids movie.
Yeah, like even the added details to make it even more believable as to why they forgot someone.
Yeah,
Like such a small thing as they're accidentally throwing out his ticket of all tickets.
Yeah, it's all it's like I don't know exactly what it's called when you write a screenplay, but it's cause and effect. Like, this happened, and because of that, this happened, and then because of that, this happened. There's not a this happens, and then this happens, and then this. No, it's because of this thing that happens.
Yeah.
Like it's one long chain reaction. That makes Kevin become home alone.
Exactly.
And we have a lot more scenes with the mother actually trying to get back home. It's more of a struggle. It's not just getting on a plane and she's in New York. No, she has to go from Chicago to Paris to Dallas to Scranton.
Yes. And then right in the back of a U-Haul with a bunch of
polka bums.
Polka dots or whatever.
Polka bums.
Oh, bums, right, sorry.
Polka dot that's just dots. They play polka music.
Playing their freaking music and being slightly uncomfortable, but she'll do anything just to not sit around waiting, doing nothing.
Yes.
To get home to her child.
And also, like, and I thought about this as I was watching this one, as watching the original Home Alone. There is a much better or much more natural reason for him to try and stop Harry and Marv from.
Yes.
Well, in the second one, he's not trying to stop them from like getting into the house.
He fucked up their plan to rob a place, so they want to kill him.
Yeah.
Well, he's defending himself, I suppose.
Couldn't he
could have just gone to the cops.
Couldn't he? Yeah, like, because I'm thinking about that now. The movie ends with him running into Central Park, calling the cops and saying, "Look for fireworks."
Couldn't he
just have done that? Yeah, from the start, like run straight from the toy store to Central Park. Like, the only reason there are booby traps in the second one is because, well, we had booby traps in the first one.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it have made more sense to put up? Oh my God! Why didn't they do this? Why didn't they put up booby traps in the toy store? 5 stories of
because they were already hiding there, though. So he would have been doing that while they were hiding in there.
No, they fucked up there. They shouldn't have hidden them in there. They could have had a giant 5-story toy store to play with. But no, he had to go into this fucking shack of a townhouse or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
That they're rebuilding.
You still find the second one better than the first?
Well, I still laughed more at the second one because it's. I mean, the slapstick violence is so much fun. But yeah, stuff like that. I guess makes the first one a better movie. It just makes more sense.
Yes.
But I have to be honest. I didn't laugh as much.
No, I mean,
not because it's boring, but it's just it is It is less cartoony. I mean, that's
Yes.
the whole thing. When you do a sequel, it's got to be faster, more intense, like George Lucas said. So,
Yeah. You have a few cartoony moments, of
oh, of
course.
course. I mean, all the
Like
violence
the
is still
intro
cartoony.
is just cartoony with everyone running around,
Yeah, trying to
just
pack.
pure
Yeah, yeah,
chaos.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah.
And everything's slightly sped up.
Yes, yes. Which is something they, they overdid in the second one.
Yes.
With that, we did it again. Ah.
That's just sped up from the beginning. It's
Yeah,
just
yeah.
sped up.
Um, and like we talked about in the last episode, Old Man Marley is such a a much better scary at first, but then
Yes.
friendly character. I don't know what you
Because they
call that
build up,
stereotype.
I don't know. They build him up as a scary person, and then he's still scary, even though
Yeah,
Buzz isn't talking about him being scary. He's just creepy and
yeah,
weird.
but then he is instead of literally being uh, uh, caught in a literally caught by the scary person, and then oh wait, you're not scary. He is confronted by Marley at
Yes.
church, and he's like, oh no, he's going to kill me, and then he says, mind if I sit down? He's like,
Oh.
okay. You can literally see in his face like, sure. You're not.
Yeah,
You're not gonna kill
yeah.
me. Like no. It feels more natural, just in
In their
general.
entire conversation about, maybe you should make sure you do things before it's too late is a much better conversation than the make sure you do things before it's too late with the pigeon lady.
Yeah, it's basically the same,
Moral.
moral or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, um,
But it's just it has more effect. It has more reasoning because
yeah,
it's right there right now. We can actually see him follow the advice and reap the benefits of it.
yeah,
Compared to the pigeon lady who she's just yeah, well, we'll see, and then
yeah,
we never
yeah,
see her again.
yeah. Like here, we literally see him reunited with his family, his son and his
Yeah.
granddaughter. Yeah, um, and that's also a funny thing when the Harry and Marv are caught by the police in this one.
Yeah.
It's like 15 minutes left of the movie. The mom isn't even there yet.
Yes.
Like the movie isn't just about the booby traps. The booby traps are actually like a pretty small part of the movie.
Yeah. I had to check the time because I was watching it last night and I started getting really tired because it's been a long day. I was like, it's 40 minutes left and they've barely started with the booby traps. It's just about to begin.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's kind of the same in the sequel, but then they just do the booby traps almost
For the
up
last
until
hour.
yeah, almost yeah.
Well, this one has like I don't know if it's 25 minutes or so of booby traps, and then you have another
yeah, like 15 minutes because
15
it's an
minutes or
hour. It's an
so.
hour 40, and an
Yeah.
hour in. Yeah, 25. Yeah, about 15
Yeah, about
minutes.
that.
Yeah, where they actually have him, or the mother talk about what sitting in the back of the van, talking to Gus, played by John
Yeah.
Candy, rest in peace. About the movie is about the mom as well. It's not just about Kevin.
Yeah.
And then her coming home and them reconciling their differences, so to speak.
Yes.
And then we see Old Man Marley's. I keep calling him Old Man Marley because we never get a first name. They just call him Old Man Marley.
Yeah, I don't
Marley,
think he has
Mr.
some...
Marley, whatever.
He's Old Man Marley. That's
Old
it.
Man Marley, yeah. And it just feels more. It doesn't feel like a gimmick movie. Like the second one it's a gimmick. We're just waiting for the booby traps.
Yeah.
And that's kind of annoying since that movie is almost 20 minutes longer. Just because you get to the goddamn traps, get to the violence. While this one,
Yeah, because when you get to that one, you're literally just waiting for the traps.
yeah,
And this one, we enjoy the whole. I showered today and washed between my
Yeah.
toes and my belly button, and I actually liked it. It's like,
with all natural soap.
yeah. And he's combing his hair and
Yeah,
love it.
yeah.
Even though he does it twice, it actually works. It's not like it's repetitive and boring. It makes sense because he's a kid home alone. He would do things the same way because he's a dumb kid.
Yeah, and I mean, the movie has an arc. Like, he grows
Yeah.
up. I don't know. The second one, he
just figures out
he
how to.
grows up again. He doesn't
No,
really
he
do that
doesn't.
either.
Though he just fools people in that one.
Yeah, like the first movie literally starts with him being called like useless. Like he's just a kid. He even says it himself, I don't know anything. I'm just a kid. And then throughout the movie, he learns what it means to take responsibility and be a grown up. Like at least act more, grown up, not be an adult, of course.
Take care of yourself.
Yeah. The second one tries to do the same thing in the beginning, but in that one he's just like pouty because they're not gonna have a Christmas tree in Florida.
Yeah.
And that's the big arc. Like, oh, and in the end he gets the biggest Christmas tree.
Yeah,
okay.
that's the...
I don't know. Okay, I mean, sure, but that's not as good as like he learns to grow up.
He learns to love his family, even though they're annoying.
Yeah, well, that's also part of it. He realizes pretty quickly. Like, I mean, in the first "I'm free" montage when he watches Angels with Filthy Souls, that's the first time he's like, maybe this isn't as much fun because he screams for his mom.
Yeah, because he got scared.
Yeah.
You need your mama.
Yeah. So then all that stuff is what makes this one a better movie.
Yes.
It just feels more like nice and wholesome.
Yeah. And we get extra Christmas because he's actually getting a tree and decorating it.
Of course, yeah.
And the house just in general is so Christmassy.
Yes, that house...
All the colors are red and green.
Yes, it feels... I think I don't know if I've talked about that before, but that house feels like it's specifically designed for... I mean, it is specifically designed for Christmas. But I mean, in the world of that movie, like... Do they always have red and green wallpaper?
It's like they redo the house every Christmas just to have red and green everywhere. I mean, it's the wallpapers are a lot of red and green, sure, but it's just enhanced with all the decorations and curtains and stuff, so it's probably fine. But I do love it. It's gorgeous, and it's gorgeous. That's what I want our house to look like at Christmas. However, I live in a rental. I can't just throw up some wallpaper and paint.
No.
Every year.
But you can do like a winter wonderland instead because you have so much white. Well, all your walls are white basically.
Yeah.
So you can do more of a like white and gold thing.
Yeah.
Which you kind of do with your Christmas stars or whatever you call it.
Well, they're actually green and gold, so.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, the light makes it look
doesn't pick up on this camera.
Sure.
Anyway.
My walls are gray, so I can't really do much with them. That's why I stay here in the studio and put all my Christmas ornaments in here.
We'll make Mom and Dad's house Christmas.
Yes, because we spend Christmas at Mom and Dad's anyway.
Because, family matters.
Yeah. That's also, a big plus with it. Because for me, like, Christmas is about family.
Yes.
Like,
and I think Home Alone rooted that, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because you get, in all the other Christmas movies, it's just about the Christmas feeling. It's the Christmas magic and all that stuff. But watching Home Alone, you're like, oh.
It's very specifically about family. Yeah.
Around the Christmas tree. But alone, just as long as you have your family, it's fine.
Yeah.
Like, I've accepted a plastic tree because, well, we're with family. It's fine.
Yes. After many, many years, we finally decided to get a plastic tree, which wasn't as horrible as I thought it was going to be.
No.
It's actually very nice. If you just spend a little money on it, it looks very nice.
Yes.
Now we're just talking about our Christmas.
I think it's because we're very excited for Christmas by now.
Yes.
Even though this is for us.
Yeah, it's still 2 weeks until Christmas. For us.
Watching Home Alone brings that out.
Oh yeah. I actually haven't watched that many Christmas movies yet.
Apart from the Home Alone movies, I've watched like 1 or 2.
Yeah. I saw Die Hard. I saw Love Hard, the Netflix movie. Quick review. Very, very standard romantic comedy. Jimmy Yang is funny, so that helps. And that's about it.
New one?
Yeah, it came out this year. It's the one where what's her name?
Nina Dobrev, I think?
Yes, Nina Dobrev gets catfished.
Right. I haven't seen it yet. I'm not
No.
sure if I'm gonna.
It's
Eh.
whatever. Anyway, this is not a Love Hard episode, but that's the only other Christmas movie I've seen: Die Hard and Love Hard. Coincidence. But I've watched some Christmas shows or whatever you want to call it.
Specials.
Yeah, no, I watched that Danish show Elves,
All
Nisse.
right.
I started watching with our parents. I watched the first episode of what's his name, Michael Knight's A Christmas Carol. It's a, like super dark and creepy adaptation of Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol
Oh.
in three
So more like
parts.
the actual story.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, it's a like proper like horror story. And then we started watching another a Swedish show. Well, it's not really known outside of Sweden. It's Hip
Sit in
Hip.
Sweden.
It's
Hip
like
Hip.
Evangelium.
Ah, yes.
The
It's
Hip
a
Hip
Swedish
Christmas
comedy
special.
show.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a Swedish sketch, a comedy sketch show. Then they did a 3-part Christmas special
Yeah.
many years ago. Anyway,
Many years. Anyway.
that's what I've been watching, other than the Home Alone movies. But I'm planning on watching some more stuff after this. I'm kind of stuck to Home Alone because we're doing the series.
Yeah, I was trying to like not get too influenced by other Christmas movies so far.
Yeah.
Because that tends to happen when you watch a Christmas movie. Everything just goes red and green and you don't remember what's what.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. Um.
And honestly, I don't know what else to say about Home Alone.
No,
It's so good in and of itself, and I feel like everyone's seen it. Everyone knows the magic of it.
yeah, this is just mostly confirming that the original is the best one.
Yes, yes, we can do that. We've watched all the movies now, all the Home Alone,
including the new one.
including
And
the new one.
It's even the second time that I watched number 4 and 5. And I
Yes.
can confirm number 5 is surprisingly good, but
Yes.
they're still all terrible in comparison to number 1 and 2.
Yes,
um,
definitely.
yes. Oh, and
Nothing will ever beat number one,
no,
obviously, and
no.
we've confirmed that with 5 other movies now.
Yes. And we talked about this. I don't think it's going to be that hard, and I think we're going to pretty much agree 100% right off the bat. But should we rank them?
Yeah.
So
We started ranking them in the early episodes.
yeah, because we kind of knew already, but we
Yeah.
haven't really discussed it since we saw number 4. Is your cat jumping around?
Yeah, he's jumping on the desk. Sorry.
Yeah, if you're watching this on YouTube, Rebecca seems to be experiencing an earthquake because her cat is on the goddamn table. Anyway.
Well, we can all agree number 6 is the worst.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. Number 6 is just terrible.
Don't watch it.
It's not the most incompetent, like technical wise.
No.
But it's just the fact that the thieves, the Harry and Marv characters, are like basically the main characters, and they're sympathetic.
They're the good guys almost.
Yeah, makes it very confusing when you like cheer them being hurt. You're like, yay! Wait, and it kind of ruins the comedy.
And
you can't really laugh at it.
No, and the reasoning behind everything is just dumb.
Yeah, it's.
I have to say though, I think we misunderstood one thing.
Oh.
Because I watched someone who did a reaction or commentary on it.
Oh.
We misordered when he realized how valuable the doll actually is. That is after his family arrives.
Oh, okay.
But there's nothing to indicate that the kid, the brother's kid, finds the doll.
No, that's still there. It's just gone somewhere.
Yeah, but apparently he was there when it disappeared, so he must have taken it.
And he just hid it from them. They didn't.
Yeah,
They didn't thoroughly search the house for this $200,000 doll.
Apparently not, because they just remembered seeing something in the other kid's jacket, and they're like, "Yep, he stole it." Not even questioning it.
Yeah.
So that either way,
still pretty dumb.
Yeah, it's still pretty dumb.
Yeah. So that movie just falls flat. It honestly, with all the and it doesn't utilize all the comedic actors. So many like funny
Yeah.
people in that movie, and they don't get to do anything.
No.
Like we said, the guy who plays Alex's dad, he is literally in he's one line in one scene, and then he's just in the background of one other scene. That guy's hilarious on other TV shows he's
Yeah.
been in. What the fuck, you know?
So dumb.
Yeah.
Then we have, of course,
Number 5.
number 5. Well, I'm
Well,
not
no,
gonna say
no,
that
no,
number
exactly.
5 is
Sorry,
number 5.
no. I said sorry. We're doing them ranking from worst to best.
Yes,
Yes. After
I'd say
that,
number
number
4.
4. It is just bad.
It's just bad.
It is ugly. The kid is annoying. He's
Yeah.
never home alone.
No.
It is
I still find the new one worse because it's trying so hard to replace the original.
yeah, and it like was at least number 4 has Marv back, and he's being played by French Stewart, who's actually funny. I think he's funny, and what little booby traps we get are still funny, like him
Some
falling
of them
out
are
of the
actually
window,
fun.
the whole
Bathroom scene being flooded.
yeah, or Missy Pyle being lowered in a burlap sack and then fall. It's funny.
At least there's jokes,
those
and they're
little things
trying
are
to
funny, yeah.
continue on with the original McAllisters, not replace
which
them.
I don't like, because
No, but they're not trying to replace the entire movie, at least.
no, but that's not Kevin. That's not Buzz.
No.
That's not
No.
Megan. That's not whatever the mom and dad are called. Kate and whatever, Robert, something.
I was Chris. I'm not sure.
I don't remember. No, it is just
Peter.
dumb. Peter.
Kate and Peter.
Kate and Peter. Peter.
Sorry.
Right. It's so bad, and like the whole divorce subplot in that movie. At least it tries to have a subplot, but it doesn't go anywhere. And they're just like, yeah, we've been separated. We're in the middle of a divorce, but
Yeah.
in the end, for some reason, like, no, we still like each other now. Like, do you? Why? You haven't
you
talked
sure?
to each other. Yeah. It's just dumb. It is just dumb. Then we have 5.
Then it's 5.
5. Yes.
It's a very thin line for me between 5 and 3, but 3 is a better movie.
Yes, because number 5, it's still ugly because it's a TV movie.
Yes.
The color is just sapped. Everything is like compare number 5 to number 1. Like, all the walls are like this bluish gray.
Yeah, everything's blue.
It's dark and gloomy, and
the lighting is terrible, and everything has a blue. Like, it looks like they just put a blue filter over it. Everything.
yeah.
I don't know why.
There's not a lot of like fun subplot.
No, they have a very unnecessary subplot of the whole.
Yeah, the painting,
Painting.
and first it's an undiscovered
Edward Monk.
Edward Monk, right? But then it's actually like a family portrait of the main thief's mom or something. It's like, what are you talking about? Because
the painting
Monk
was
had an affair with his mom or something?
Or grandma or whatever.
Yeah, grandma. Sure, grandma. Yeah. It's like, what is this? And there's, and the kid is kind of annoying. He's super hyper. If the movie came out today, they would have said he's on the spectrum.
Yes.
And
but it does have a couple of nice, heartwarming Christmas moments, at least.
Yes, and the kid kind of has an arc where he's like this, a super, like, you know, it's the boomer.
He's a shut-in.
Yeah, almost. Yeah, he's like, oh, I'm only playing video games. I can't talk.
I
to
have
other
an
people.
online friend. That's enough.
Oh, yeah, and then he manages to like trying to save his sister and the house.
Yeah.
Forces him to like confront his fear of going outside and talk to people.
Yes.
And that's nice. At least they tried, you know.
And they added the whole, the gamer friend being old enough to be weird about it, but they add him for his arc, I suppose. His part of it is comedy, and it's just heartwarming, and I love it.
And he is I don't even remember what the kid is called in that movie, but he is he's supposed to be the the future. Like
Future
he
him, yeah.
realizes like, oh, because he says at the beginning like, yeah, my life rules. It's all just video games and like hanging out with myself. And then as the kid in number 5, I don't know.
I don't remember his name.
He realizes, oh, my life kind of sucks. So he uses uh, his his technical know-how to help. Is it Alex? No, that's number 6.
I'm looking it up. Finn?
Finn.
Because
Yeah.
his sister is called Alexis. So
Yes.
Finn, yeah.
Finn. Yeah. And it's just and also, unlike number 6, which it's so dumb and silly in a bad way that it has to be. It's a kids movie. It's made for kids.
Jesus Christ.
But
Yes.
it stars 2 middle-aged people walking around talking about having to sell their house. It's no fun.
Yeah, there's grown-up problems in a kids movie.
Yeah,
We don't care about grown-up problems in a kids movie.
No, and it's not enough grown-up stuff in the movie for it to be like considered a family movie. Yeah, like it's not.
Yeah, no.
Like we say, it's not Shrek, which is the perfect balance between grown-up humor and kids humor. Number 5, there's no grown-up humor at all.
No, but it's at least a kids movie.
Yeah, and at least I think that movie should be fun for like kids like 6 and up.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually made for kids with kids humor in it. Like the safecracker is like silly stupid guy. He's basically supposed to be Marv. And the traps are very child friendly for the most part.
Yes.
So like we said,
it wins points on that part.
Like we said when we talked about number 5, it's not super like what's it called? It doesn't really grip you as an adult. No. But I can definitely see kids enjoying it.
Yes.
And then number 3.
Number 3 is number 3.
Yeah, which is like it is so close to being like an actual good Home Alone movie.
Yeah.
Some stupid.
Main problem for me is that it's missing the Christmas aspect.
Yes, because it takes place in January for some dumb reason. Like Christmas is such an integral part of all movies. I mean, even if you don't utilize it in all movies. But this
one... They could have just put it in December. Yeah. It could have been early December. It didn't have to be Christmas Eve.
He even gets a Christmas present. Like,
well,
come on.
He gets a present.
Yeah, but I mean, it's basically a Christmas gift.
It could have been a Christmas present.
And the movie is centered around that present that he gets. Like, why isn't this a Christmas movie? It's so dumb.
So dumb. But it's very well made.
Very well made. And it has the Home Alone feeling. And we talked because it's the editor of number 1 and 2 actually directing this time, and it's written by John Hughes, even though he seems to lose the plot a little bit in the third one. Like,
yes.
There's no like there's not really as strong of a family aspect. They try to force that in with the whole, FBI guy talking to the other kids at school. And he's like, you have to save our brother. Scarlett Johansson forcing him or whatever. But it's not the same. And he's like, like the Home Alone aspect. It's just him being alone for like 2 hours.
A few more hours because he's sick.
Yeah, so it's really only about the stopping the bad guys plot. It's not the Home Alone aspect isn't really there.
No. But still, it's a better production. It has better booby traps and way better acting and writing in general
than the
previous movies in this list.
Yes.
So it does win points there.
Oh yeah, and it
pumps it up.
And for me, it has one like genuine like huge laugh. The whole Santa Claus flower pot falling in her face, whatever her name is.
Don't remember.
One of the thieves, the spies or whatever they are in this movie.
Lady Spy.
The Lady Spy. Yeah, that's hilarious. I just wish all the traps were that funny.
Yes.
Then it could have rivaled the other ones.
Maybe, yeah.
And then
it's number 2.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Number 1 is always going to be number 1.
Yes. But I will reiterate, I laughed more in number 2. I laughed my ass off the other night when I was watching it. Jesus Christ. I mean, tears.
Sure. I mean, number two is pure comedy,
Yeah,
while number one has more of a complex story, and
yeah. It has more
it's actually
heart.
scary at some points.
Yeah,
When Harry and Marv catches him in the other house,
we're gonna
and they
smash
hang him
his
up
face with
on
an
the
iron.
yeah, and they hang him up on the door, and like Jesus Christ, this is actually gonna get scary now. Holy shit,
We'll
they're
burn
gonna
his
kill
head with a
him.
blowtorch. But
Bite
first,
his finger
I'm
off
gonna
one at
bite
a
off
time.
every one of his little fingers, one at a time.
Ah, God,
Fun.
old man Marley shows up.
Yeah, yeah. Fun fact about that scene. We don't see it in the movie, but I guess they just filmed more of it, but then they edited it out.
Yeah.
Where Joe Pesci actually like bites his finger.
Oh yeah, I've read that somewhere.
But then I don't know if it was like in the scene then. That's when Marley hits him, and like, but his like his jaws came down too hard on Kevin's or on Macaulay's finger, and
Oh
he
no.
supposedly, I don't know if he still has it because it's been 30 years, and scars do heal if they're small. But for many, many years, he had a scar on his like pinky finger from Joe Pesci's teeth.
Jesus Christ.
He just bit
Traumatic.
down. I don't know if that's just something he made up, but I mean, he has stated it himself. Macaulay Culkin has, so I'm gonna say it's true.
Yeah.
Where was I? Well, yeah. I'm just talking about that scene. Yeah, it's actually kind of they are actually kind of scary. They're not just they are an actual threat, unlike in the second one where they're just like they're there to get hurt, basically.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I guess we moved into the first one. Yeah, back number one is the first one.
Yes, definitely.
Not as funny when it comes to the booby traps, but everything around it is just it's better written. It's better acted because people act like human beings and not just like cartoon people. Even the cartoony people in that movie. It just makes more sense. All of it just makes more sense. Like we said, it's a chain reaction that makes him left home alone, leaves him left home alone.
Yeah, I'm looking
And
at the trivias a little bit, and it like a lot of things have been improvised or actually done properly on set. So I think that's why everything feels so genuine,
yeah,
because it's natural. It's actually done then and there. Like the scream with the tarantula is what he screams right there and there on set.
yes. Well, let's discuss that because we didn't go into any of specifics about the booby traps yet because we did that so
No.
much in the last episode. We'll keep that short in this one. But yes, like we said, I didn't laugh as much, but I did laugh at most of the booby traps. I mean, when he gets the iron in his face,
Yes.
and maybe the most iconic one when Harry burns his hand on the doorknob,
Yeah, and get the M.
gets an actual M, yeah, burned into his hand. I like. It's not as over the top, but it's still funny.
Funny thing is that they actually they intentionally gave over the top performances, Joe Pesci and Daniel Stern, because they were like, well, we don't know if this movie's gonna be that great.
That's kind of funny too because Joe Pesci, you can actually see he's putting on his serious actor face at some points. Like,
He also avoided Macaulay Culkin to make him think that he was actually scary.
yeah.
Offset, like anytime they were not shooting, he would like avoid him to make him seem mean, so then Macaulay Culkin would actually be scared of him.
Actual thought went into it, you know.
Yes.
Where was I?
I'm not sure. I interrupted you.
Yeah, Joe Pesci's serious actor face. Like the one time it really shows like this guy. I can see why he is. I don't know if he's won an Oscar or he was just nominated at that point. Either way, when it's towards the end and Kevin has zip lined over to the treehouse.
Yes.
And they're looking out the window of the attic or the third floor, they call it.
Yeah.
And he says, "You better hurry up, or I'm gonna call the cops." And Marv is just like, "Let's go." But no, that's what he wants. He wants to go through his fun house again. He's gonna call the cops. And Marv just like he's not. What does he says? He's not gonna call the from the treehouse.
Yeah.
It's so natural. Like he interrupts himself with that line. It's just one line, but it's so natural, and it just shows that he's a very professional actor. There's a couple more like that in the movie. Mostly him screaming at Marv.
Well, yeah.
But but then yes. Back to the booby traps. The spider. The spider on the face. It's the simplest of all the traps. It's not even. It's like him literally improvising because they catch him and he sees the spider.
Yeah.
But when he puts that spider on Daniel Stern's face, and the music ramps up, then it's quiet for just a nanosecond before he lets out the most blood-curdling scream ever. It is. I don't understand how he does it. It is pure. The purest of fear, like expressed in a scream ever. It is. I mean, just thinking about it makes me. It was the same thing when last night when we recorded our Home Alone 2 episode, and I mentioned this. I started laughing. It is the funniest thing I have ever seen.
And it's not like they've added anything. I mean, they ramped up the gain a little bit,
Yes,
but
that's the
screaming at the top of his lungs.
Yeah, I mean,
he made sure that the animal doesn't have ears, though, so he wouldn't break the animal, apparently. Because tarantulas don't have ears,
well,
apparently.
that's good. Otherwise, PETA would get on them. So yeah. But
because otherwise,
if the spider
when you
had
have an
ears,
animal in it,
would they put earplugs on a spider or?
No, but the animal handlers assured him that the tarantulas do not have ears.
Sure. I mean, how would they have done it? Or no,
They
they would have dubbed it, of course. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was trying to.
That's what I was about to say. Normally, when you have an animal included in a scene, you don't add any loud noises to.
No, yeah, sure.
Because that would scare them or traumatize them even sometimes.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's fine. It doesn't hear you, so just yell.
Yeah, and Jesus Christ, does he yell?
Yeah.
It is like I laugh. I hysterically laugh every time I see that. Even if I just see it on YouTube, I just click it and watch that like 10-second scene, and it is as funny every time. It is the greatest laugh in a movie ever.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not the greatest joke ever.
Oh.
But I have never laughed and probably will never laugh as hard as I do when he screams from that spider on his face. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
If
all of the jokes are funny, but that one is.
Oh, that one in particular just is the greatest.
Yes.
If anything's gonna like win you over to this being the best Home Alone movie, it's that.
Yes.
It is just insane.
I mean, the other ones are also like when Marv is in the basement after he's been sliding outside of the basement door for a good 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, sure.
Finally separates his feet to find steady ground against the walls. Like when he's in that basement and everything just goes wrong, and eventually he's just losing his shoes, and then he steps on that.
Oh
nail.
yeah, and you see the nail just go into his
slowly.
foot.
Oh my
That's also
God.
Dennis Stern is good at screaming because that's another good screamer. He just goes,
Yes.
Just
Yeah,
falls
that's
backwards. Oh my God. Yes, I mean, and that's why they amped that up in the sequel, because that's where you get the big laughs.
Yeah.
There are some chuckles before that, like, "Don't you know how to knock, flemwad?" His instantaneous reaction to Kevin in his room, like he can smell his little brother basically. Like, "Don't you know how to knock?" Or "I wouldn't let you sleep in my room if you were growing on my ass."
Yeah. I don't know what to pack in his suitcase. I told you already. Toilet paper and water.
Yeah. You're what the French call les incompetents. It's so good.
So good.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's it's just so good.
There's nothing wrong with this movie,
No.
Really.
I was thinking if there's some little plot convenience in it. But not really.
No, I think of one. I mean,
What there? Maybe there's like one scene that I don't really know what purpose it fills, and that is when he goes to buy a toothbrush, and he gets scared by old man Marley walking into the store,
yeah,
and he like backs up, and he's still holding a toothbrush, so he gets like called a shoplifter,
yeah.
and then the cop chase him for like a minute, and then he runs home.
I think that's just to like,
What's the point of that scene? I mean, I know that ends with him almost getting hit by the Harry and Marv's
yeah.
truck, but I mean
And he
that could
could have been out, whatever.
yeah,
Like he doesn't have to buy a
he already goes
toothbrush for
out
that.
before or after. I don't
Oh, that's
remember.
after that.
After that, he goes shopping.
Proper shopping.
Couldn't and that scene makes sense because that's the whole grown up thing, going shopping, and
Yeah.
that's it's in the end like, oh, we need to go shopping. You don't even have milk. No, I went shopping yesterday. Like,
Yes.
that has a point. Why not put that in there? Why
I
have
don't
the
know.
whole toothbrush scene? I guess that's the only
Maybe
thing.
to like deter him from calling the cops because he's scared of the cops now.
Yeah, I was
But he
thinking of
does
that.
call the cops
Yes, I was gonna
eventually.
say that's the thing. Like he's already like he doesn't he's already scared before that, and that's why he doesn't open when the cops knock.
Yeah.
It makes sense in that scene, but then because he is scared of Marley, he's just seen Marley in that scene. Before that, that's why
Yeah.
he hides from the cops. You think it's Marley, um, and then yeah, in the end, he does call the cops and says, "Oh, my house is being robbed.
I
I'm
mean, he's
in the
calling from
Murphy
the other
residence."
side of the street, though, sort of. So
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, he still utilizes he's not scared of the cops.
no, I
So
don't know. I mean, I like that scene though because I love the
sure.
fact that when the lady at the register like
Oh, hon, you pay
Jimmy,
for that here.
yeah, yeah, but then he starts to run. He's like, Jimmy, get that boy, and they
Yeah, and
zoom into the
yeah,
the young guy who works there, and they do the whole.
yeah, and he literally. Well, this is
It
not gonna
looks like
translate
last.
in. Yeah, he like his head just goes zoom like a cartoon when he runs away. He's perfectly like 50s stock boy or whatever you call it.
Yeah, he
Uh,
looks. It looks like something taken out of a Lassie episode.
yeah.
Like,
So there's nothing wrong with the scene that way, but I don't know what purpose it
no, it
fills.
doesn't really serve a purpose.
No, other than to get him to notice the thieves. But we already have
Yeah,
a scene where you could have done that before.
yeah,
But that's really the only thing I
yeah.
can think of.
That's it.
Uh,
Actually, that's it. I mean,
yeah.
I do feel like it's a stupid reason that ends Kevin up in the attic alone because
Well,
he's
he's been a bad boy,
sure
so he
and
gets
he's annoying.
punished.
But like they don't punish Buzz.
Well, they didn't see what they didn't see what Buzz
No.
did. All they
Because
saw
that's
was Kevin pushing Buzz.
yeah, which ended up spilling milk and shit, so
Yeah,
all over the tickets and
and
passports.
crushing Fuller's face.
Yes.
uh,
Because I mean they rectified that in the sequel when everyone sees Buzz doing the bad stuff, but you know,
yeah, but he
Buzz
still
puts on a
gets
nice
off.
face
Yeah,
and apologizes at least.
yeah, but because it's so odd. Well, going back to the second, that's another scene that just doesn't like. How can like grown-ups laugh at that? Not even like
No, that's
not even like
stupid.
it. First of all, it's mean. They should have just told him to stop.
Yeah.
And second of all, it's not even funny.
No.
It's prop comedy, the worst kind of comedy, not the lowest form of comedy, but the worst.
Yes.
He uses candlesticks as drumsticks. Come
Like
on,
even like
it's
you
so
can
tacky.
understand
Who
why
laughs at
Kevin
that?
is you can understand why Kevin is so upset afterwards and doesn't want to apologize.
Yeah. But I mean, in that scene, why would they start laughing?
I know.
I
Why
mean,
wouldn't the parents just stand up and go like, Buzz,
yeah,
stop
yeah,
it.
that's what I mean.
Stupid.
I mean, they even make an indirect joke about that in Step Brothers when
Oh
they
yeah.
talk about the talent show, and
Yes.
everyone starts singing "Brennan has a mangina," and
Yep.
even some of the nastier parents joined in. Like it,
Yeah.
I mean, it's not. I don't know if it's an actual reference to Home Alone 2, but it's literally the same scene.
It is.
But then played for a joke. Like that
Yeah.
scene is a joke, not it's funny in the movie. Um, So yeah, once again, the first one just doing everything that the second one does, because the second one is a rip-off,
Yes,
but just doing it better.
it's just doing it better.
Yeah.
It has more of the Christmas magic. It has more of the
Oh yeah.
family aspect. It has
Oh yeah.
more of the like actual story being told.
Yeah. Yeah. There is. Yeah, it's shorter, but it still has more of an actual
Yes.
story. Yeah.
Ah,
Well, I think that's it.
that's it. But since this is the last episode for the year,
Yeah.
we have to wish everyone a Merry
Yeah.
Christmas
Of
and a Happy
course.
New Year.
Of course. A very Merry Christmas if you celebrate Christmas.
Happy
Happy
holidays.
holidays if you don't. And we will be back sometime in January.
Yes.
We talked about it, but not like any specific dates.
We are looking into the first movies that are premiering in January, and we'll see which ones we'll actually watch and talk about.
Yeah, but I think we kind
We
of
might do a
uh,
Patreon episode before that.
yeah, a Patreon episode. We might start with a sneak preview, or a soft opening, as they call it in the biz, where we do like a retrospective of the movies we watched this year. I've been working on a list of from best to worst, and that'll be sometime in the beginning of January.
We'll keep you
a Monday.
posted.
Yeah, we'll keep you posted on all the socials. At the spoilercast _ at the end on Twitter, and just at the spoilercast on Instagram. Yeah. And of course,
just find links anywhere. We have
sure,
a link tree.
Link tree, yeah. Or just on YouTube if you're subscribed. I'll put up a community, whatever it's called, community message or whatever. Yeah, community post. Yeah. About it. But that's it really.
Yes.
Thank you so much for listening. I hope you enjoyed our Home Alone retrospective.
Yeah. Thank you for this year.
Thank you for this
If
year.
you've been following us because I think we've been active the entire year this time.
Yes. This was the first
Full
year. We technically, I mean, we've been doing the spoilercast since late 2018, early 2019. But then it was just early 2019. We did Shazam. That's the first episode.
Right.
But then it was just on YouTube. We didn't start doing like a proper podcast until November 2020. So this was the first full year. And it's been a lot of fun. We'll be back next year. We'll continue doing this until it stops being fun, and then we'll do it for a little while more, and then we'll stop.
Until there's no more fun movies to talk about.
Yeah, exactly. But that'll take a while. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So once again, thank you so much for joining us this year. We'll hopefully we'll see you next year, and hopefully you'll join us on Patreon for weekly extra episodes. And we're going to start doing properly monthly commentary tracks.
Yes.
So as a $3 patron, you get to decide what movies we talk about, or even record commentary tracks about. So get on that. It's one Starbucks coffee a month for all that extra content. But even if you don't do that, if you just want to follow us on any like social media site, or 5-star us on iTunes, or follow us on Spotify, or just subscribe on YouTube, that's very appreciated as well.
Yeah.
All support is appreciated. So thank you so much. Tell your friends, and have a very Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. And we'll see you next year. Bye.